All right, Shabbat Shalom to the whole full elect of the nation of Israel. We're going to start off by giving all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Yahushua, Hashem, Rakadash. All right, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and have taught us this word in truth and sincerity. And peace and mercy to the whole full elect, starting with 144,000. That's pushing this word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. And in today's class is going to be another edition of News and Prophecy. As you can see, the whole full year of Jacob's Trouble, which is, just give me 1 second. I'm just going to resend the link to a brother here. Yeah, the whole full year of Jacob's Trouble, man. Which is what the Spirit gave Apostle Tahar to coin this year. And rightfully so, as last year was the whole full year that all the prophecies come to pass. And we've seen countless of prophecies come to pass concerning this Jacob's Trouble, or concerning the MOTB, civil unrest, famine, world war. And this year, the Spirit dubbed it, through Apostle Tahar, the whole full year of Jacob's Trouble. And we want it to come, because we know those of us that believe and have faith in Yahweh Bashem El Shai and the words that he speaks, we know that it's only through these straight gates, straight and narrow path, are we going to enter into the wide, which is the kingdom of heaven.
Okay.
All right.
Matthew, you want to open with scripture? Just go to the scripture.
Yeah.
Jeremiah 37.
Con. I'll get it in NLT actually. I'll start up here. I'll start from 4. So Jeremiah 30 and 7. I'm gonna start from 4. Oh, hold on a second. Okay. So Jeremiah 30, and I'll start at 4. In the NLT, it says, "This is the message the Lord Yahweh." Oh, brother joined up. Beautiful. Shabbat Shalom, Aki. How about you, Shabbat? So it says Jeremiah 30 and 4 in the NLT. This is the message the Lord Yahweh gave concerning Israel and Judah.
So this is the message that each and every brother who call themselves Israelites or have been called to this truth, this is a message should be uttered forth from each and every brother's mouth, right? It's not time to be quiet or silent, because people outside this truth has been talking about this grand event, right? That's slowly creeping up on the world, right? But we're set to warn people. We're watchmen, right? Pursuant to Ezekiel 3, we're set up to be watchmen. Right?
Right.
So this message, right, that's been pushed forth from GMS and like-minded camps, affiliates. Okay, you reading?
Come. It says, concerning Israel and Judah, this is what the Lord Yahweh says.
It's not what Amath says, right? It's not what Malak, Kazak, Shemaiah, Benjamin. This is what Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai says. Mm-hmm. So this gives us credence to have authority. We, through this message, have authority over you right now, because the grand chief, right, the maker, the grand creator, everything, right, the top left this message for us to enunciate. All right,
that's right,
and this is what we're doing.
And it says, "This is what the Lord Yahweh says. I hear cries of fear."
That's right. And if you're not fearful, man, you're not wise. right? You see what happened in Japan a few days back.
Just 2 days ago.
And it said tremors in different countries, different parts of the continents, right? Remember, Yahweh says you have wars, rumors of wars, earthquake in diverse places, right? So just 2 days ago, that prophecy was being fulfilled in diverse places. All right. So you should be fearful, and showing this heavenly fear is showing that what you have wisdom. It was extended to you. All right. Keep reading.
It says, I hear cries of fear. There is terror and no peace.
Right, so the Lord's not about peace and love right now. In Ecclesiastes, it's a time for everything. Now that the time for peace and love. We know what time Jake, I think that you know what time it is. We know what time it is. It's a time where Yahweh is about to visit the earth.
That's right.
It's the topic, a hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. See, we're hoping that this is a year, man. Why?
That's right.
We're sick of this, man. We're sick of being subject to payment, subject to I have a flu, man, 2 times in a month.
That's right.
Right? And everything we trace back to Esau. I always say a bad cough. Traced back to Esau, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. And also subject to sin and the weakness of the flesh, man.
Yeah.
After this narrow path and this straight gate is promised to the sons of God, the hopeful elect, starting with 144,000, immortality. So it says, now let me ask you a question. Verse 6, let me ask you a question. Do men give birth to babies? Then why do they stand there, ashen-faced, hands pressed against their sides like a woman in labor?
That's right. And that's basically giving you a prelude, right? Right? To what's going to take place on earth. That's all the tough guys was men of wars, talking about, they know BJJ and boxing combination. They can take anybody on. I know one man saying, I got this many guns, ammunition. The Lord says you're going to cry like a woman in travail, man.
That's right.
Right? The only men that's going to be I'm doing well are fear one in those days are men of the Lord. And we don't be gloating about it. When I'm like, oh, I'm good, you're still going to be worried, right? Because you don't know you've been exempted in them chariots, right? So if a brother's in this mindset, like, I'm good, not really. Your faith is required, right? Faith is a big, big part of this truth, and it's given in measures. So you better pray that the Most High extend that faith, right, spirit of faith on you, and you be of hopeful intentions of the Lord. He's going to lift you up in them chariots. That's what every brother here is here hoping for, man. To hell with stockpiling food and water. Hey, there's no sure that says the man with the most water is going to be saved.
Yeah, there's already provisions stored up for the elect, anyways. Spiritual provisions, stored up for the elect. So, hey, man, it's like you said, like we all, like even the elect are gonna be nervous, but the Lord is gonna put a spirit on the elect to follow, like to move within His fear, which leads to divine instruction. There's gonna be divine instruction that's gonna be bestowed upon the hopeful elect in Jacob's trouble. And all that's going to be based upon your faith and works during the time of grace, and ultimately, if you have the hopeful elect. I got this word here, ashen-faced. Right, we read it. Meaning, it says very pale. Someone who is ashen-faced looks very pale, especially because they are ill, shocked, or frightened. The survivors were ashen-faced and visibly shaken. Right.
It's like the spirit left you.
That's right.
So-called ghost. It's a cartoon where the spirit left the body and the person is shaking.
Yeah, that's right. So it says here, it says labor, verse 7. So this is the point. Verse 7. In all history, there has never been such a time of terror.
All right. So remember the days of Noah? So in the days of Noah, this scripture will go to the people of that time, because at never any time before that was there rain, a deluge, flooding. Like in this time, there's never been a time where missiles being let off.
That's right.
Right? People eating, people have been eating people in a grand scale, and be a lot of like things that you can't imagine.
Yeah.
Right? Right now, it's barbaric to even have a thought like someone's eating somebody. But hey, man, it's been put out there. It's been written,
Yep.
documented.
Yep. Yep.
But
Yeah,
the
man.
problem,
Hey,
what, brother?
no, Slack. I was just gonna say, and you're gonna have the scriptures talk about strange apparitions.
Con,
You know, are gonna appear too, man. So who knows? Like, we're gonna see all kinds of different things.
con. And the Lord is a mastermind in creating sound effects, man. Like, I don't care how big and strong you think you are. You walk in a night where you hear something that what was that? You know,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
sparks your attention.
Yeah.
You know, what is that?
Yeah. 100%. Yep. 100%. Especially when you're in darkness, like you said.
Con.
You know, because the Lord did the same thing to the Egyptians when they were chasing us into the wilderness. And when you go to Wisdom of Solomon, I think the 14th chapter talks about how the Lord put them in such fright and such fear that what was more fearful to them is what they were seeing in their mind rather than what was actually happening. You know?
And you know what? And that's the real you. That's the real you. All right. This person, this person that we're trying to be, like, I'm not scared of that because somebody's around. No, man, the real you is like, hey, did you hear that? You know?
That's right.
Yeah, and that's why, you know, it's so important for those of us that believe and fear the Lord to take this grace period so seriously that we have, you know, because we don't want to be, although we know we're going to be tried, our faith is going to be tried, but we don't want, remember, Jacob's trouble is for the sinners, it's for the wicked. We don't want to be counted upon that number. Well, it's for the sinners, it's for the wicked, it's for them as judgment. But for the elect, it's a refining, right? It's a purifying agent for us, the hopeful elect, Yaharatazah. So in this grace period, man, you want to take it seriously so that the Lord have mercy on us, or have mercy on you, us, that we be of that number where Jacob's trouble is actually just refining our faith, not you know, it's not judgment onto us, roughly paraphrased, or for lack of a better term.
Beautiful. Beautiful point. That's we're in verse 7, right? Lots of stuff was said there, and it's all on point because you know, that time is basically Jacob's time of trouble, as you just mentioned, is for the wicked, right? The great time. But however, the condition that the elect is going to be in, Brother Kazak touched on it as well, just like yourself, right? But I want to go to the record, right? Because hope was mentioned, hopeful is mentioned, and that's prophecy as well, just like how the apostle coined it, because it was lifted from the scriptures. So if you could go to Brother Hebrews, the 6th chapter, and verse 10, and the point is in 11, you could read to 13. And then if we could go to the record, because if we could go to the record of what Jacob's time of trouble is, because Jacob, who had his name changed, got the name changed, and that's the same thing that the elect at this time, right? Jacob, as in Yashar Allah, the new name, right? Jacob himself, in the spirit, had that name change. So quickly, if you could go to Hebrews 6 and 10, and then Genesis 32 to the record. 32.
It's like I'm can I finish off this precept?
Oh, you have more? Bring it out. Salakia. So much there.
Yeah.
Salakia, brother.
All good.
Salakia, brother.
So verse 7, that's how I'll finish it. So it says, in all history, there has never been such a time of terror. It will be a time of trouble for my people Israel. Yet in the end, they will be saved.
And just finished off in 8. Amaspa, you made a statement before.
Con. So verse 8 says, "For in that day, saith the Lord Yahweh of heaven's armies, I will break the yoke from their necks and snap their chains. Foreigners will no longer be their masters."
And 9.
It says, "For my people will serve the Lord Yahweh, their power, and their king descended from David, and the king I will raise up for them." Yeah.
So basically, you said, it's not really to get rid of the hopeful elect predestined, right? It's for the 2/3, right? Gold is going to be gold, but it have some impurities in it, so you gotta get a dross out of it, like on a silver, you gotta get it out. But the gold is going to be gold. It's going to be more gold. It'll be more
Pure,
refined, and that's what the Lord wants. A refinement of his elect.
When you burn the gold, it becomes black. But the point that's going, meaning the trials, but it's going to be purified it's going to be purified. The process, excuse me. Right? Can I say that? We were burned, and then we get processed.
Gone.
Okay. All right. I'll be clear.
I got a script after you, Malak.
Yeah. Because I have the record, right? I just wanted to go back to Jacob, but before that, like I said, Hebrews 6 and 10, in regards to just going a little bit more into the condition of the elect, right? How the Lord is going to separate us, right, during that purification. So Hebrews 6 and 10, if you could read that verse.
So this is Hebrews chapter 6, verse 10, and it reads, "For Yahweh is not unrighteous to forget your work, and labor of love, which is obedience, which ye have showed towards his name." That's right, man. You got like, hey, any work you do in faith, and you're calling upon the improper name is vain. It's vain, So you got to do it in the proper name. That's why we stress the name, starting with the apostles and the elders on down. We stress the name.
That's right.
That's right. True name of the Lord and His Son. So it says, "In that ye have ministered," which means to serve, "to the saints, and do minister." Yeah, the hopeful elect.
And you said it says a labor of love. So when we get this, this notification that we're on at 9:30, I don't come for like brothers first. I come because Yahweh Bashem Shai has put a decree through the service of prophet. Right. That's why and it's about love. I love doing this. As I mentioned before, when you miss it, you miss something good.
Yeah.
Right? You have a function to do this work, and it is a labor of love, right? It's not stressful for me. Like once I'm on, I'm on.
Right.
I got no class. It's not like that.
Fire.
That's right. Yeah, I think Jeremiah. It's like that Jeremiah, Jeremiah said that, right? Even though that's not exactly what you're talking about, Jeremiah said that he was mad because of the wickedness of Jacob or of Israel, and he's like, I'm just not going to teach this word anymore. But he couldn't help himself. The fire was burning in his heart. He couldn't help himself.
All praises.
Yeah. You want me to read to 13, right?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. So verse 11 says, "And we desire that every one of you do show the same diligence to the full assurance of hope."
Not full assurance. That's what got me excited, like the brother just mentioned. The full assurance of hope. Right? Go ahead, brother.
That's right. Yeah. It says the same diligence to the full assurance of hope unto the end.
And the diligence, you see, the apostles made many myriads of it, manifold of videos.
Mhm.
So it's nothing for, on your own time. Just, go watch them over so that when we speak, we all speak the same thing,
Mhm.
right? And that's showing diligence, right? Because, you can't just go and make things up.
That's
This
right.
is a new doctrine. The Lord, I have a feeling it's this. No, it's what was out. It's what's been going, what's been said, right? And the Lord has a problem with it because the Lord is been blessing this camp like exponentially. You see how it's growing. Brothers are
Right.
coming in, right? Like there's more coming than going out. Like obviously, this door goes two ways. You come in, you can come out, man.
Mhm.
But there's more coming in and staying in. Right?
That's right. That's right.
Khan,
So-
the scriptures say, teach what you were taught.
God.
Yeah, it's just that simple, right? What was handed down to our fathers. We have too much. We know we are fathers, but there's men above us, right? Which is our spiritual fathers. So yeah, it's really simple as Brother Kazak and yourself mentioned, man. So you dodos, you're playing around in the other court where you should be. Anyway, so okay, just
so verse 11 or verse 12, it says that ye be not slothful, but followers of them who through faith, which is what you brother just finished mentioning, right? That ye be not slothful, but followers of them who through faith in patience suffering inherit the promises. For when Yahweh made promise to Abraham, because he could swear by no greater, he sware by himself.
Wow. All right. And we know that links in prophecy as well. When you go back to the book of Revelation, the man that's standing on 1 foot on the river and 1 foot on the land, he swear by the Father. It says his hand is up in the air, and he swear by him that liveth forever and ever. All right. That there should be time no longer. But the whole point is that the Lord has swore that, hey, this is going to happen. It doesn't matter what anybody will tell you. Right? So shall it be. And the Lord is not a liar. That's what the beginning of the chapter talks about. But anyway, that's the point, brother. Hold the precept that I gave you in regard to Genesis and let this brother bring out his stuff.
Okay. And just to say, the prophet's been here before prophesying the same thing we're talking about right now. Just what brother Kazak was just saying, we all saying the same thing, nothing different, nothing changing.
Enoch prophesied the seventh from Adam, right? He prophesied the destruction and Yahweh Shai returning with the 10,000 of his saints, rough paraphrase. Right? So from the beginning, man.
That's right, man. Ever since the fall happened, it was always about that one man or child that would return and redeem us and bring us back to that original state, that perfection state, that righteous state. And like you said, Shema, that's exactly what Enoch was preaching, man. Repentance.
Yeah, and Yahweh Shai swear by it in regards to all the instruction that he gave the prophets, which coincide together, saying the same thing. Salaka, go ahead.
This is just going back into how we started out the lesson. This is Ezekiel chapter 7 verse 6. It says, and an end is come, the end is come. It watcheth for thee, behold, it is come, the morning is come unto thee. O thou that dwellest in the land, the time is come.
Slacker, brother. Slacker, where you at?
Ezekiel chapter 7 verse 7 now.
Oh,
so
7
verse 6. Yeah.
Okay,
It says, I read from 7. It says, the morning is come unto thee, O thou that dwellest in the land. The time is come. The day of trouble is near. And not the sounding again of the mountains. There's not going to be no more this government, man. Okay. It says, verse 8, now will I shortly pour out my fury upon thee and accomplish my anger upon thee, and I will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense thee for all thy abomination. And my eye shall not spare, neither will I have pity. I will recompense thee according to thy ways, and then abomination thine Salakia, and thine abominations that are in the midst of thee, and he shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, that smiteth. Behold, behold, it is come, the morning is gone forth, the rod has bosom, pride has budded, and violence is risen up into a rod of wickedness. None of them shall remain, nor of their multitude, nor of any of theirs, neither shall there be wailing for them. The time is come, the day draweth near, and let the buyer rejoice, nor the seller mourn, for wrath is upon all the multitude thereof. For the seller shall not return that which is sold.
Yeah, so a lot of businesses are going to see after the first lockdown, a lot of businesses shut down, right? And so after these next lockdowns are coming down the pipe, a lot of your favorite fast food restaurants are not going to survive this lockdown, man. They're not going to come back into service. All right, so a lot of stores and favorite clothing stores and food stores are not going to come back into service, after this lockdown. So a lot of you people that basically, you set your heart upon all these things, you're going to bug out. And that's when you start to learn things are getting serious. But that's just the beginning. Because things are going to get worse than that.
It says, verse 13, for the seller shall not return to that which is sold, although they were yet alive. For the vision is touching the whole multitude thereof, which shall not return, neither shall any strengthen himself in the iniquity of his life.
Yeah.
They have blown the trumpet.
So the word iniquity there is just being your sinful acts.
Yeah.
Whatever sinful acts you're doing. And listen, man, anything outside of truth, man, is going to lead you back to sin. Because you have Esau hovering over it. Right? Yeah. This is the only thing that Esau has no bearing. Like he has nothing to do with it. Like this is not his understanding. This understanding from above.
Yeah.
So anything outside the truth that have lifted you up, thinking that you're something when you're actually nothing, right? If you follow the money, it leads back to sin, right? You have a job, you make pizza, which is a modest living. You come to find that the sauces that you put on people's food is some grind up children, missing children, man.
Yeah, grind up children. And you hear about the bread, most of the bread them spray a pure chemical.
See that?
Everything.
Yeah.
So your faith can only be given to the Most High via the scriptures, man. And you got to pray for that spirit, that faith in those days is going to be required. It says faith is going to be a treasure.
Yeah. Yeah, because everything you've sown in this world will be wasted away. It's like we are not going back. Everything is moving forward, man.
It says they have blown the trumpet even to make all ready, but none goeth to the battle, for my wrath is upon all the multitude thereof. The sword is without, and the pestilence and the famine within. He that is in the field shall die with the sword, and he that is in the city, famine and pestilence shall devour him.
Right,
but they.
Hold on, Bunny. Go ahead.
I just say no escape.
Oh, okay. Come. Yeah, that's right.
It says, but they that escape of them shall escape and shall be on the mountains like doves of the valley, all of them mourning, every one for his iniquity. All hands shall be feeble, and all knees shall be weak as water. They shall also gird themselves with the sackcloth, and horror shall cover them, and shame shall be upon all faces. and baldness upon all their heads.
That's right. And this, even though this is pertaining to Israel back when they were about to be sacked by the Babylonians, this could be used as twofold, because Israel, again, concerning including Judah, the southern kingdom, and the northern kingdom, all over the world is going to be in a state of mourning because of the evils that the Lord is getting ready to bring here in Jacob's trouble. Yahweh Ratzah, that's the year of 2024, man.
That's right.
Good.
It says, this is the last scripture.
Okay,
the last scripture. They shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai. They shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because it is the stumbling block of their iniquity.
Yeah, because the majority of people don't even know that all the money that they're saving up, because back then, Israel had real silver and gold, but they used their silver and gold to make gods, false gods. So when they prayed to those gods, there was no answer, and they got ransacked by the Babylonians. But now, the God of this world is money. And a lot of people don't understand that the money that they're working so hard to save up into their bank account, their 9-to-5s and all that, this present financial system is going to crash. And Esau is going to, the Lord is going to use Esau to do it. Okay? Because he wants to bring in his MOTB. So a lot of you, so this money, this financial system that is set up, it's a complete stumbling block to all you people.
A complete snare.
Yep.
But they don't have
crypto and all of that, man.
That's right. That's right, man.
Right.
So I'm gonna play this clip since we're talking about it now. I got 2 clips I'm gonna play, but this first clip, this is from my brother Amawan Kabar, and it says, "Listen, things can and will change overnight."
Yeah.
So I'm gonna play this quick clip, and then I got one more clip after it as well.
When the next crisis hits, the elites are planning to freeze the financial system, and they'll replace it with a new system, one not based on the U.S. dollar. When that happens, we'll wake up to a very strange and disturbing new reality.
And for our viewers that are watching today, what might their reality look like that morning? How does this manifest?
First, they'll have gone to bed knowing that a massive financial crisis was underway. But when they wake up, they'll find it has worsened and the contagion has spread worldwide. When they go to withdraw money, their ATM will say closed temporarily. When they go to sell stocks, their account will say transaction not available. When they go to their local business, that business will only accept cash if it's open. As citizens realize they're being barred from their money, riots will erupt. It's going to get really bad really quickly.
How would such a freeze actually work? And wouldn't that be highly illegal?
Well, it wouldn't be illegal technically because they've been quietly laying the groundwork for years.
And a lot of you Edomites, man, a lot of you Edomites are going to be pissed off because you believe in your so-called Bill of Rights and your so-called Constitution, right? Which, your Constitution and your so-called Bill of Rights is just a piece of paper at the end of the day. That's all it is, man. It's just a piece of paper, man. So the hell with that, the hell with that.
Yeah.
So this guy just said, man, they've been slowly laying the groundworks for it. And the Edomite rightly asked, because I know this Edomite, the other one, he believes in the Constitution. So he's saying, isn't that illegal? Well, hey, man, the scriptures say that they forge mischief with the pen.
That's right.
Which means they can write a law and then switch the law up on you the next night, overnight.
That's right.
Illegal? Well, it wouldn't be illegal technically because they've been quietly laying the groundwork for years. They've rigged the financial laws, changed the rules of the game to allow this to happen. The stage is set. They have the levers in place. The lights are positioned. Now someone just needs to flick a switch and they'll impose ICE 9 rapidly.
Yep. And this will be an event.
That event's gonna happen so quick.
Yeah.
That's
it's gonna be an event that it's gonna be an event that's like what you called Black Swan. a black swan event, which is something that will seem to come out of nowhere and will change, just like 9/11. It will change
9/11,
the state of life,
right.
but it's going to be worse. It's going to be way worse.
Big time.
Yeah.
That's like the
So I'm going to play.
That's the next major event.
That's right.
They're gonna do.
That's right. So I'm just going to play this trailer, which everybody's been talking about, Civil War, just to give us an illustration, and for those of you at home. And this is not even close as to what the Lord's going to bring, but this is just something that you can get from these
States Army ramp up activity.
The White House issued warnings to the Western forces as well as the Florida Alliance.
The future president assures the uprising will be dealt with swiftly.
Let me know if you want to try anything out.
Are you guys aware there's like a pretty huge civil war going on all across America?
We just try to stay out with what we see on the news. Seems like it's for the best.
Citizens of America, the so-called Western forces of Texas and California have suffered.
And if you understand predictive programming, they just came out with Leave the World Behind, and now they're coming out with this movie next. I think April 24th is when it's set to play out.
That's right.
For a very great defeat at the hands of the United States military.
Mr. President, do you regret the use of airstrikes against American citizens? They're moving to D.C. today.
You need to go down there.
They shoot journalists on sight in the Capitol. Every instinct in me says this is death. What if...
Every time I survived a war zone, I thought I was sending a warning home. Don't do this. But here we are.
There's some kind of misunderstanding here. What? Well, you're American, okay? Okay. What kind of American are you?
The Western forces will reach the White House.
That day, when it was I'm an Israelite.
Right.
Because we're about black people.
Yeah, man.
What name do you come in, man?
Con.
Yeah.
Looking down the barrel of the gun.
Yeah.
You're gonna hang back.
I'm not hanging back.
One nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. God bless America.
Yeah, man. The Lord's not going to bless. He's going to bless America with with a bunch of missiles.
That's right.
That's right.
God bless.
Now I want to bring out.
Egyptian versus Egyptian.
Yeah, Khan. That's right. Just want to bring out two quick precepts here in Daniel 9, kind of straight to the point. And I'll just go to 12. So Daniel 9 and 12, and it reads, you have kept your word and has there been such a disaster happening in Jerusalem? Oh, this is in NLT. Let me get it in the King James. So this is Daniel chapter 9, verse 12 in the King James Version. It says, and he hath confirmed his words, which he spake against us, right, by the way of the prophets, against you 2/3, against you Israelites that don't want to listen, and against our judges that judge us by bringing upon us a great evil. A great evil, for under the whole heaven hath not been done as hath been done unto Jerusalem. And this originally goes into the suffering and the slavery, hardcore slavery that we went through, but you can also apply this to Jacob's trouble that the Lord is going to bring as judgment to Israel for not listening. All right, for disobeying, and ultimately for worshiping idols, because that's the number one law, right? you should love the Lord with all your heart and serve no other gods.
That's
The
right.
Lord takes that very seriously, man.
Right.
So
Image and likeness. Make no image and likeness. Yep. Beautiful.
Yeah, that's right. So I'm gonna get this in the GNT. Or actually, no. Let me go to the King James. Actually, so I could get First Ezra chapter 1. First Ezra chapter 1, and I'm gonna read from 51 to 53, and it reads. Let me start at 47. So it says, and he did evil also in the sight of the Lord, and cared not for the words that were spoken unto him by the prophet Jeremy from the mouth of the Lord. And after, I'm gonna skip down actually to verse 49. It says, the governors also of the people and of the priests did many things against the laws, and passed all the pollutions of all nations, and defiled the temple of the Lord, which was sanctified in Jerusalem. Nevertheless, the power Yahweh of their fathers sent his messengers to call them back, because he spared them and his tabernacle also. But they had his messengers in derision, and looked when the Lord spake unto them, they made a sport of his prophets. So far forth that he, being wroth with his people for their great ungodliness, commanded the kings of the Chaldees to come up upon them against them. And who's the modern day Chaldees? The top wicked elites, man.
Wicked elites.
That's right, man. And they have plans. That's right. They have plans. Back then, there was the Babylonians.
Yeah.
Now it's the spiritual Babylonians, the spiritual Egyptians is the Edomites.
Yeah, that's right.
You know? And America is the place of the land that these Edomites basically rule out of. So they're coming. The scriptures say that Satan or the devil know that he has a short time, and because he knows he has a short time, roughly paraphrasing, he's going to come down with great wrath. And that's what's coming for you Israelites, man. And all that is because you disobeyed the Lord's word, which was spoken by the prophets. You know, it says here, verse 53, who slew their young men with the sword, yea, even the compass of their holy temple, and spared neither young man nor maid, old man nor child among them, for he delivered all into their hands.
So basically, he's going to kill children, man. It said he disregarded old or young.
That's right.
Yeah.
And the scripture saying, like madmen sparing none.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Might get one more here. In 2nd Ezra 8 and 50. 2nd Ezra 8 and 50, and it reads, for many great miseries shall be done to them that are in the latter time, shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. But understand thou for thyself, and seek out the glory for such as be like thee. For unto you is paradise open, the tree of life is planted, the time to come is prepared, plenteousness is made ready, a city is builded, and rest is allowed, yea, perfect goodness and wisdom. And that's the kingdom of heaven, which we need to, that we desire to enter into as the hopeful elect. But to get there, we have to pass through these straight gates. Okay? It says, the root of evil is sealed up from you, right? Weakness, and the moth is hid from you. So the elect are going to be increased in Jacob's trouble in faith. Okay? It says, and corruption is fled into hell to be forgotten. sorrows are past, and in the end, in the end, it showed the treasures of immortality, which is going to be done by the Spirit, right? Because what the treasures of immortality starts with this word, this wisdom, knowledge, understanding that we have. And Isaiah 33:6 says what? That wisdom and knowledge should be the stability at times. And the fear of the Lord is his treasure. So it's just that treasure is what leads us into immortality, man. People are going to know that the Lord is dealing with us, Yahweh Rasa, we're the whole full elect, starting with the apostles and the elders on down. Okay, so it says, verse 55, and therefore ask thou no more questions concerning the multitude of them that perish, for when they have taken liberty, they despise the Most High through scorn of his laws and forsook his ways. Moreover, they have trodden down his righteous and said in their hearts that there is no God. Yea, and they knowing and that knowing they must die. For as the things aforesaid shall receive you, so thirst and pain are prepared for them. For it was not his will that men should come to naught, but
that's
they...
the 1/3, you know, right? But it's always been written that 2/3 is going to be judgment.
That's right, man.
Right?
That's right.
So this priest will bug, right, one of those unbelievers out. It says right there, you know, no, you must know, you must use precept to understand precepts. It says through thy precepts I got understanding.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right. Con. And verse 60 kind of explains what you're saying, because it says, but they which be created have defiled the name of him that made them, and were unthankful, you see, unto him which prepared life for them.
And this life is going into this truth, man. This truth give it longevity, right? And matures, and maturation would be immortality.
Yeah,
right.
That's right. Yeah, the parable of the dry bones in the valley, right? When they were brought to life. That's what this word does. It brings us to life, which means you could be alive, but it doesn't mean you're living. And if you're living, it means you're connected to your source. You're connected to your power.
Right.
Well, even in the beginning, Adam's parents was given the truth. So Adam had parents, man.
That's right. Yeah, some people bugging out. What the fuck?
What?
Yeah. Come on, the carnivore.
Ask them if their parents is in the truth.
Yeah, man. Verse 61, it says, and therefore is my judgment now at hand. These things have I not shown unto all men, but unto thee, and a few like thee.
So then, like-minded will be a few.
That's right.
Right? You got a WEF, right, or the elites, and the WEF backwards is a few. Right? So we're the few on the right-hand side. Mirroring so you have the few and you have WF.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah, and that's it. That's all I got right there for that. World's got some precepts.
I have a quick one. Sirach, chapter 40, verse 8. 8 to 10.
And you're good to go, Ak.
And it reads, such things happen unto all flesh, both man and beast, and that is sevenfold more upon sinners. Death and bloodshed, strife and sword, calamities, famine, tribulation, and the scourge. These things are created for the wicked, and for their sakes came the flood. right? Let's going back earlier in the lesson. You know, Jacob's trouble.
Yeah.
The heathen are going to get touched, but it's for punishment of 2/3 of our people.
That's right.
Right, and it's also for the purging, the refining of the elect.
That's right. That's right.
You know, people have the Heavenly Father as this loving power, which He is.
Yeah.
But if you want to get in the mindset of Heavenly Father, just watch one of those National Geographic shows where, you know, like a tiger be just drink some water by the pond, and the alligator was grabbing. Right?
Yeah.
And then you know,
yeah,
it's like a baby tiger, you know. And man, you wish the person was filming it would like release him, give him some relief.
True.
Yeah, man. The thing is, you know what people don't understand is like they don't understand. I guess I'll say it like this, for lack of a better term, is everybody always talks about context. Right, and then but they don't understand spiritual context. And right now, the spiritual context is that, as everything we've been saying, death, famine, and the sword and judgment. Yeah, the Lord is all loving, but right now He's not in that time of love, and it's only that love has already been given. It's through the grace period. It's already been given to the hopeful elect. The percentage is more death and destruction, and like a 10-to-1. In terms of love and death and destruction. You know, Lord is looking to kill and destroy. Because remember, the number one thing the Lord hates is, even starting with His own people, serving other gods. How much more all creation? Because He is the only true power in heavens. You know, so He's going to let the world know there's only one power in heavens.
Exodus 15:3, the Lord is a man of war. He's righteous.
Yeah.
He's just right.
Let me read this real quick.
Bring it out, brother.
Let me read this real quick. This is concerning what I was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, you got the same book?
Yeah, I was reading it coming down.
That's the spirit. Yeah, kind of. So this is Wisdom of Solomon 17, and I'm reading in the GNT in the Prophetica. It's verse 1. It says, "O Lord, your acts of judgment are marvelous and hard to explain. That is why people who have not been taught about them went astray. When lawless people imagined that they had your holy nation in their power, they were themselves imprisoned in a long night of darkness. They lay in their own houses, shut off from your eternal care." And this is concerning Egypt, when the Egyptians had us in slavery, and we know that we are in spiritual Egypt again, right? So it says here, they thought that their sins had been secret and unnoticed, shielded from view by a dark curtain of forgetfulness. But now they were horribly afraid, confused, and terrified by ghostly forms. Not so strange apparitions.
Yeah.
Not even the dark corners where they lay could protect them from fear. They were surrounded by horrible noises, grim ghosts, strange apparitions, with gloomy faces appeared before their eyes. No fire had power to give them light, and the brilliant stars could do nothing to relieve that deathly darkness. Damn, man. And it says, there was only a dreadful fire lit by no human hand that shone on them, and in their terror they believed that the real world was even worse than the things they imagined. The illusion produced by their magic tricks were put to shame. Yeah, because a lot of people are going to be in Jacob's trouble. They're going to turn to their sorcery and their divination, you know, and they're going to be put to shame in that day. Just like the Egyptians were when the Lord was bringing judgment on them.
Sorry to cut you. Do you know?
Yeah, go ahead.
They've been starting that magic stuff and they're doing it right now. The bigger illusion with opening up the sky, and you have like some robot flying through the sky, and everybody's like, "Oh, some strange gotta come down from the sky." It's like some new stuff they're doing right now to like fool up the people.
Yeah,
they're doing that right now.
Yeah, Khan. And it says, and all the wisdom they had boasted of came to nothing. They had claimed they could drive away all fears and illness of sick minds. So these are all the false leaders and prophets and pastors and teachers in Israel and among the world and among the heathens. It says, but now they themselves were sick with silly, groundless fears. Even though nothing dangerous had actually happened, they were terrified by hissing snakes and animals advancing on them. And so they died, shaking with fear, afraid even to open their eyes, yet unable to keep them shut. Yo, that's a different kind of fear, man. That's a different kind of fear, man.
Yep.
And it says, wickedness is cowardly in itself and stands self-condemned. Someone with a guilty conscience will always imagine the things to be worse than they really are. Fear is nothing but the failure to use the help that reason gives, which is what? Isaiah 33:6. See? That's our reason. Our reason is wisdom and knowledge and understanding of the Lord's word.
That's right.
Right? In that time where we're facing a day or two without food, guess what? If we're of the whole full elect and the Lord is dealing with us, guess the scriptures that remind us of the Lord feeding us is going to come to our mind to give us hope. You know? So it says, when you lack the confidence to rely on reason, you give in to the fear caused by ignorance. You see? So ignorant means not to know. So if you were dilly-dallying and not taking this grace period seriously to get to know the Lord and to know get to know the Lord's word, guess what? You're gonna give way to fear rather to reasoning in that time of destruction.
Well, when you see men getting judged, right? We are going to know it is the Lord,
right?
You know? Let's pray for him. Pray for who? The Lord's doing it. We pray too. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
Any kind of misfortune person or persons might be having, we know that that's the Lord's judgment.
That's right.
And all we can pray is that whatever has happened to them by default doesn't happen to us.
Right. That's right. Exactly. Verse 14, it says, all night long, those people slept the same restless sleep, even though the night had held no power over them, since it came from the powerless depth of the world of the dead. They were chased by hideous forms and laid paralyzed as they surrendered themselves to the sudden, unexpected fear that came over them.
Hideous forms. So this is where Esau get the mindset of making those horror flicks. You know, it's close to midnight. Something evil lurking in the dark.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Beautiful, brother. You people that say now that it's not real, you will be terrorized in that day.
Yeah.
By what you cited. Anyway, Slacker, that's I just want to say.
No, that's it. No, that's cool. Verse 15, it says in the King James now, it says, we're partly vexed with monstrous apparitions and partly fainted, their hearts failing them for a sudden fear and not looked for came upon them. Damn.
So what they didn't expect.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Tough guy.
It's a fire-breathing dragon.
Hey, and these are just apparitions. So like the angels can make can go into someone's mind to make them see these things, and they're not even there.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about a real hologram. That's like in your mind, man.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 16. Yeah.
Big giant scorpion coming your way. You know.
Khan. Just like that guy Heliodorus, when he was getting whipped and stomped by angels, he was in it. Basically, he was getting what's it called, the plague of the mind, man.
Mm-hmm.
The high priest had to go pray for him.
Hey, you see an ant? As cute as
yeah.
Zoom up an ant and look at the face of the ant.
It's horrifying.
Crazy.
Monster.
A lot of insects are like that, man.
Yeah,
Like flies, they have like 4 eyes and all this. It's crazy. Verse 16, it says, "So then, whosoever there fell down was straitly kept, shut up in a prison without iron bars."
Mm-hmm.
That's their mind, man.
Mm-hmm.
For whether he were a husband or a shepherd or a laborer in the field, he was overtaken and endured that necessity which could not be avoided. For they were all bound with one chain of darkness.
That was it. Salakia. That was the entire population of the Egyptians, man.
Khan,
right?
Khan.
Middle class, the poor, the farmer, their royalty, everyone. Right?
Mm-hmm.
The Lord's cold, man.
Yeah, man. And what's crazy is that we're reading this from a past tense, and the Lord is going to do greater than what we're reading.
That's right.
That's right.
In Jacob's trouble, man. So it says, whether it can, that's it. Verse 18, whether it were a whistling wind or a melodious noise of birds among the spreading branches, or a pleasing fall of water running violently, or a terrible sound of stone cast down, or a running that could not be seen of skipping beast, or a roaring voice of most savage wild beasts, because the animals going to be out in the cities, or a rebounding echo from the hollow mountains, these things made them to swoon for fear. For the whole world shined with clear light, and none were hindered in their labor. Over them only was spread a heavy night, an image of that darkness which could afterwards receive them, but they unto themselves more grievous than the darkness.
Yeah.
So in verse 20 there, that light is going to be for the hopeful elect. Right? It's not going to overcome us. Right? I was saying us would be presumptuous, and but in the spirit to be the hopeful elect.
That's right. Sure.
Right.
Con.
I have a quick one. You don't have to go to it. I'll just read it.
Con.
Exodus 10 and 22 and 23, and it reads, "And Moses stretched forth his hand toward heaven, and there was a thick darkness in the land of Egypt 3 days. They saw not one another, neither rose any from his place for 3 days. But all the children of Israel had light in their dwellings." Right? Just lambacking that the elect.
That's right.
In the ancient world was the whole house of Israel, but in the time of Jacob's trouble, the elect will have that light. They'll be taken care of. They'll be covered.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and they'll know what to do.
Right.
They'll have that light. That light goes into divine instruction. Instruction that's given to them by the Spirit, by angels. That's it for me. I got no more precepts.
I got one, a quick one. Hebrews 13 and 14. We can close it on that. Unless brothers, have something else. But the reason why we're pushing forth and hoping and praying that this is the year, right, is because of the promise. Right?
That's right. That's right. Hebrews 13 and 14 says, "For here have we no continuing city, but we seek one to come.
That's right. And the one to come is the kingdom, man.
That's right.
Being governed by Yahweh, King David, where it's ruling righteousness. Right. So that's why, you know, this video is coined what it is, the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. Because we know after that, right, comes redemption. Right. You know, MOTB, of course, you know, we're gonna be part, you know, and that's where you're part of the trouble, because in that day, us being spiritual men, we have to renounce, you know, anything being inserted in our being. Right. The only thing we want to be inserted is that mark, right, a talwa, right, by the Heavenly Father, which is a spiritual mark. Right. We're hoping that day that will shine forth. That, you know, we ain't about no all. You know, we're slaves unto Yabash Shai, man.
That's right, man. That's right. Come. Beautiful. All right. So we'll close up on that. And Khan, you know, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. We're going to close by giving all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, Hashem, HaKadosh. All right, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and have taught us this word in truth and sincerity. And peace and mercy to the hopeful elect, starting with the 144,000 that's pushing this word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth, and the rest of the hopeful elect that believe. All right, we're going to say Abba Babal. And call me Ashallah to the hopeful elect. Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom.